this fire is real. This one is pretty close, using technology called mixed reality.
Mixed reality is the blending of synthetic content, virtual content, with real content.
The Media Convergence Lab is one of the most vibrant places on the University of Central Florida campus. Sights, sounds, experiences that put you right in the middle of it all. These are tools that can make any subject come alive.
The whole idea behind the forest fire project came from people in another discipline walking through our lab and realizing that we have technology to solve problems that they have.
The problem 3 UCF departments tackled: find out if virtual reality would motivate Florida residents to invest in wildfire protection. Stephen Fiore is director of the Cognitive Sciences Lab.
From psychology, you had the study of expertise and decision-making. From computer science, you had virtual reality simulations of real-world contexts. And from economics, you had environmental policy and decision-making. And we realized that we had a unique opportunity to combine these approaches.
Virtual reality is widely used for video games and military training, but can it make a difference in public safety and policy decisions? A National Science Foundation grant aimed at interdisciplinary research helped scientists find out. Here's what participants saw.
You can really just control it like a computer game.
We can actually move through the whole fire, and you can change perspectives, like you can fly out or you can fly in.
So we try to make it as realistic as possible to really mimic the real spread of the fire.
Test subjects get real money, about $100, to bet on whether a lightning strike would start a fire that burns the virtual house down. About 300 people will take part in testing now underway.
I give them some money up front and say you can use this money to use towards paying for prescribed burn. And if the house doesn't burn, I will pay you an amount of money to buy it back at the end. So there are real economic incentives involved.
Professor Elizabeth Rustrom specializes in experimental economics. The next step, to customize these videos so people see landmarks in their own towns, making the message about fire risks even more personal.
We do find that people make better decisions when they are shown virtual reality simulations, being able to interact and move around and see the information from the angle that they need to see it, rather than being shown still images or pictures. They're always very limited, and we found that the virtual reality software had a significant impact on the accuracy of people's perception of the risk.
To make sure their academic design matched realities on the ground, the researchers worked closely with local fire experts.
I'm actually the fire boss for the University of Central Florida, and so they came to us as experts on vegetative communities in Florida and the visual components of the program that they were building, and also to help educate them on prescribed burning and wildfire vernacular.
I was trying to make sure that it depicted wildfires as accurately as possible. And I was interested really to see what kind of things went into it as far as weather parameters and landscapes and that kind of thing.
The project sometimes called for getting out of an academic comfort zone. For Fiore, it meant getting his clothes smoky to witness prescribed burns.
It was an interesting experience to take live video and get different examples of the fire in a palm tree versus a palmetto versus in just grass, and to see the smoke, the color of the smoke, the form of the smoke, and how the wind interacted with the color and form of the smoke based upon the particular type of vegetation.
I think this is just the beginning. I think virtual reality will become a very important part of social sciences research in the future.
Everything we do, we want to have that available to the public, to other universities to continue the research.
I do think that science has matured enough in the past century where we can begin to solve some of these really complex environmental, medical, social problems through interdisciplinary research.
The next step, these scientists say, is getting politicians and policymakers to deal with daunting problems, whether it's wildfires, traffic, or water policy. For Science Nation, I'm Bruce Burkhardt.